14 podcast, and folks, the wait is finally over. It is opening week for our Toronto Blue Jays. Game day on Friday. We're finally previewing an actual season. Avery, how are we feeling?
Good. Off season that was shorter for us, but boy, does it ever drag at the end every single year. Spring training, love it for the first couple games, and then it's whatever. Come on, let's just all the runs they're scoring today. Who cares? Let's just
Makes me scared, to be honest. They are wasting a lot, but I will say, like, if they were doing what they're doing today off of some minor leaguer, I wouldn't be as moved, but this is like an actual guy in the Rays rotation. So it does make me feel pretty good. Some awesome swings today. I know the game's still on. Dylan Cease is absolutely fucking shoving, by the way. A lot of things to be happy about so far, man. Jesus Sanchez is nuking baseballs. I mean, he had a moon bomb today, then another 101 mile an hour double.
It has to be the wind, like the wind blowing crazy out, like when we were there a couple days.
I don't think it is though, because they mentioned on the broadcast it's not.
Really? Some of the swings are just like, well, those things are carrying like crazy. Yeah. But no, man. Finally, happy to be here. It's gonna be. I wrote it down. The total numbers of days since we would been in the Rogers Center last. And what number do you think it is?
Okay, so it's what? December, January, February, March. 150 days?
146 days since we were last in the Rogers Center.
What a guess. What a guess. And honestly, like, in the grand scheme of things, that's not many days. Like, it's like, we're used to close to what? Like, we're used to close to like 180 day off season, so maybe even more, right? Like,
yeah, like full month. Like, you don't. I guess there would be first round of the playoffs for the couple years before that.
The other thing was in 2024, we essentially had like 280 day off season because that season was dead by July.
As soon as the trade deadline hit, you knew it was done. Like it was get ready for next year.
This may be a hot take, but I never want to experience 24 again. Like in terms
really
of
hot take, yeah.
In terms of my ball watching experience, like the entire sequence of everything, like the Barger call up. I don't know what happened to when he got called up. He tried to do too much, or his approach wasn't great. Didn't look that great. So we're looking at the future, like what's going on here? Vlatty was still unsigned. Bo was unsigned. The pitchers were getting older.
It was the future.
It was just not great, to be honest with you. I never want to experience 2024 again. Hot take, credit to me for admitting it. But I am so juiced for this season, and I think going into this season, this is the most excited I have been in a very long time for Toronto Blue Jays baseball on opening day, right? Because last year
you were more excited. You were more excited this year than last year.
Yeah, for sure. I think just based on the fact that there's expectations now.
I was so excited for last year.
But the thing is, though,
it feels like such a massive uphill battle to something that we thought was impossible last year.
Sure, but we went into the season obviously cautiously optimistic and just were like, man, let's win a single playoff game and let's make the playoffs, right? Like this year, it's expected. This year, you look at that roster, it's full of dogs in the lineup, on the pitching staff, everywhere. So this is the most excited I think I've been for an opening day because you got a target on your back, man. And George Springer had a good quote about it. Is like everyone's trying to get you, knock you off the hill. So I'm absolutely juiced, and hopefully the boys back it up on the field, and we get to talk more shit to our AL East opponents.
Yeah, I'm excited for the big ceremony.
Yeah,
to see how I'm anti-ceremony for the most part, but this one I'm excited about because you actually get to celebrate something that was real, winning the pennant.
And I don't think people will know this, Avery. I asked him. I talked about this with Bryson. If you win the pennant, you get a ring. You know that, right?
Really?
Yeah. So like
he has one.
Yeah, I don't know if there will be a ring ceremony here.
I don't think they should do that.
I don't think they will. But the Blue Jays players and staff and like the workers will be getting a ring, AL Champs ring.
Cool with that. Yeah,
I'm fine with celebrating that. You won the American League. Like there's 15 teams. You were the 1 seed. You won the American League. Like I'm completely cool.
Again, to have that in your collection is cool. Absolutely. But like I don't think they would do it on field. That would
No,
be
I don't
mad.
think they will either. But I do know for a fact. I also checked it with some players and stuff. They will be getting a ring,
Cool.
this season. So that's cool to kind of just look back on. Obviously, kind of a tough taste it left with, but still, you won the American League. Many players have played in the league forever. Like the greatest hitter ever, one of the greatest hitters ever, Mike Trout, never even sniffed the World Series. It's something that's very rare. So I'm happy that they're celebrating that, and I cannot wait to see the AL American League champs banner at the Rogers Center. Hopefully, they take down the wild card
I was
one.
about to say it's gonna look beautiful next to the wild card
Should I
banner.
like? I should text Mark and just be like, "Listen, I love you. The wild card banner got to go. Just put
Yeah,
the AL banner there. Like I know you talk about the empty banners and trying to hit a goal. The American League wild card banner is bananas, and I'd offer the Toronto Blue Jays. Gate 14 will buy that banner. I want
for
that hanging
sure.
up in our new office that we're building, or our new studio that we're building. I would like to have the wild card banner there somehow, some way.
Yeah, that's way better than being up at now that they've won more than the wild card game, that they should have it up there. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Or sorry, it's not even winning the wild card games, it's making the wild card series, right? Is the reason that they were up there.
yeah. They made the. I mean, and it's pretty. When you look back on it, Avery, it's pretty embarrassing that the Wild they just didn't win a singular game in those like they have a wild card whatever it says, and it just has the years, and they got swept in all those wild card games.
Yeah, it's
Pretty can't say I really agree with that, to be honest with you, but we'll see what happens. And I did want to bring this up, speaking about the DS and stuff like that, because maybe people will have a different viewpoint than me on this, but I would like to see down the road, 10 years down the road, if that George Springer home run is talked about in in the regards of the Jose Bautista walk off. Like,
for
because
sure.
dude,
Oh,
do you remember? And
Jose
again,
Batista walk off, which
Jose Bautista, not the walk off, the
the bat
Jose
flip.
Bautista, the bat flip. Well, because man, we talk as Blue Jays fans, we talked about that for like 10 years. Like those videos kept getting played, the Joey Bats bat flip. And to be, it wasn't even the same stratosphere as the George Springer home run, right? Like the George Springer home run essentially sent you to your first World Series in 30 years. Like I hope the George Springer home run gets a mural like the Joey Bats one. I hope it gets all that thing all around downtown Toronto, because it is easily one of the greatest points aside from the Raptors championship in this city in the last 30 years.
It'll yeah, it'll be talked about. That it was the theatrics was is what made the Joey Bats one great too, right? Like that insane inning, everyone on the field just throwing shit everywhere. That's what made it so good. But I mean, when you think about it, that's not even a that was a DS homer, right? Like that's not even
Yeah,
to send you
it,
to the
it
World
was a
Series.
DS home run, sure. And I guess when you think about it, you can make the argument that it means more to the Toronto Blue Jays fan base than the George Springer one. And hear me out, because the Toronto Blue Jays were 22 years, they were nothing, right? Those 22 years of darkness, never made the playoffs, never won a playoff game. And that kind of was the changing of the guard that, all right, Blue Jays baseball is finally back. And we've had a pretty awesome 12 years after the Joey Bats bat flip. Made the playoffs like 4 or 5 times, made the World Series. So, like, you can make the argument that the Joey Bats home run kind of turned things
Yeah,
around for this franchise.
sure. It was a massive swing at the time, and it was as cool as it gets. They were so mad at each other, crazy inning, and then the bat flip is what made everything. Like the Springer home run is more important, but just everything that goes with the Joey Bats thing was super cool. So I think it'll be talked in a it's got to be talked about in a different regard, because the Springer thing was just an amazing moment, right? And
Yeah.
the the bat flip thing was also at a time where people were out on bat flips. Like they thought it was ridiculous too. Like that was another big thing. All the old heads were
Yeah.
mad about the actual flip of the bat. So they'll be talked about differently. Yeah, two different things, but I don't know. In my mind, it's obviously bigger.
I think the George Springer home run also will be replayed around the baseball world more than the Joey Bats one, because the George Springer one was, like I said, to go to the World Series essentially. So yeah, I'm just glad we got to experience that moment live, and uh, hopefully we get to talk. We can have George Springer on some point. Just I'd love to hear his exact thought process on when he was rounding the bases. I know he said he blacked out. I can't even imagine how that would feel. Genuinely, like a less than 0.1 or 0.001% of the world will ever know what that feeling is like, and he does. It's bananas. And
Yeah,
that's a guy who's won everything, literally everything.
yeah. I would like to know at one point it like hit him. It's like, was it after the season? Was it, or sorry, after the playoffs? Was it? Was
If
it
I was
that
in George
night?
Springer's spot, I would have missed first base, and they would have taken the home run away from me. Probably. That's how
Yeah,
fucked. That's how nervous or that's how much adrenaline I would have had in that moment. But we're on to the 2026 season now. 2025 is done. Just awesome. But what is a couple things before we get into it fully, because we have a preview and stuff like that. What is one thing you are most excited for this season, or if it's a player, or if it's just anyone you're like really excited to watch, or just like a storyline?
it's all the new guys. Like we have a fun core of new guys with like these really interesting stories, these really interesting like baseball careers
Yeah,
that have come back to make this happen. NPB guy,
yeah,
NPB who's the captain. Like Okamoto comes to Toronto. Let's see what he can do.
sure.
Cody Ponce, NPB, failed that. Then he went to Korea, came back. Let's see how he can do in the major leagues. Dylan Cease, like there's been tons of question marks with Cease and at least a ton of doubt from people around the baseball world. Let's see if Dylan Cease can make it happen. Rogers, the guy throws fucking submarine. Like it is a really interesting group of new players. And I think that's my favorite thing every single year. Jesus Sanchez, like getting these new guys in and seeing how they work with the team is really interesting to me. And it's part of the unknown. It's like sometimes the unknown is the guys you have from the minor leagues coming up, and that's not what this team has. Like that's not what this group of players has. Is minor league guys coming up to
They don't
help
really
the
have the
team.
prospect pool. You unfortunately Shane Farrell, who will pay for his sins at some point. He will pay for his sins, but this team has been made off of guys they've brought in really and have
Yeah,
built around. I mean, you do have some of the like the Bargers of the world, the Alejandro Kirk, the Vlatty, sure, but a lot of the pieces on this team that are very, very crucial and important are guys you brought in, and that's a credit to Ross Atkins and Rogers for paying these type of guys. But I think even if the Jays hit on two of those offseason acquisitions, this is a really good team. Like if Okamoto is really good and Dylan Cease, I'm fine with Cody Ponce being a mid-tier starter, like a good 4 or 5 and whatever. But I am very excited to watch the new guys. Obviously, watching Rogers pitch in the World Baseball Classic against the best talent and throw up the zeros that he threw up, especially with how crucial the one was against Juan Soto.
yeah,
That's exciting to watch. That's why I drafted him in fantasy baseball, even though he's going to get 0 points because he doesn't strike out guys. So,
and he doesn't get saves is maybe the worst pick ever. Yeah,
yeah, dude, and one thing that's also surprised me this spring, and even the World Baseball Classic, I think you touched on it a little bit as well, has been Okamoto's defense. And it sounds crazy that I'm talking about this, Avery, because this guy won multiple Gold Gloves in Japan. But that was one of the talking points a lot of people had on Kazuma Okamoto was, will his defense translate? Like, will he be good? Like, he's going to be getting 100-mile-an-hour ground balls to him. He's going to have to make tough plays. He has looked unbelievable this spring in all facets, really.
yeah. The backhand play was sick. He made the other day. Like
Yeah.
again, the arm's not anything special, but we had Ernie play third base. I
Who
mean,
throws 68 across
Ernie
the diamond.
would throw it with his like with his fucking underhand to first. It's like you don't
Yeah.
need to have a good arm to get it all the time. That makes up for your shortcomings if you have bad footwork,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And then that's the Addison Barger thing. It's like footwork's not great, but he's going to make up for it by throwing 1,000 miles across the diamond. It's the fuck around and find out meter, but it's just for defense. Like, yeah, you can have bad feet. You got a good arm to make up for it, but
Yeah.
he's pretty sound with the feet. As it looks right
As
now.
I'm saying this, Avery, I don't know if you're watching it, but
No, I'm not.
Kazuma just hit a ball 111 miles an hour.
Single?
No, right at the shortstop, and the shortstop almost died. It got hit so hard he just jumped up and caught it. So I am obviously juiced, and we're obviously privileged and lucky to be going to opening day. I cannot wait to just hear the reception Okamoto gets. And you want to talk about the impressions. Gate 14 posted Okamoto hitting I think it was a double. And it has
hit a double the other day.
3.5K likes on the
I
Gate
will
14
say
Twitter.
Everyone on the train, John, in Japan is on Twitter. like their headphones in, they're just scrolling Twitter. So
Really?
yeah, like every single person I saw on the commute home, they were scrolling Twitter. So it makes sense why they're so we got to keep doing that because they're watching.
We're topping in. A lot of our I looked at the followers after I posted his play and his whatever he like his double, and we got so many Japanese followers. So we embrace Japan, and I'm gonna learn how to say gate 14 in Japanese. Let me see how it's Geto Juyang. Geto Juyang. That's gate 14 in Japanese. I'd love to be corrected if that's not the case, but yeah, this season's gonna rock, man. I'm so juiced. And strange schedule off the rip. I believe the month of hell is in June. They just face all playoff teams for like a legitimate entire month. So I'm kind of happy getting that out of the way early because last year in June they weren't even in they weren't even in the first place. So, do you have the schedule in front of you? Are you looking at it?
No, I have last year's schedule. It's always good to. They better have the fridge magnets at this year's
Opening day. Oh, those are just.
I know. I have last year's up here, and I would always look at it and see. But yeah, it's a soft start to the schedule. I would actually prefer my soft part of the schedule to be in the middle of the season. I think. Like I don't.
You want to hear it, Avery? I got it right in front of me. This is fucked.
Please. Yeah, give it to me.
Braves, Orioles, Phillies, Yankees, Red Sox, Cubs, Astros, Rangers, Mets.
That's
I mean,
awful.
that's
That's
like
an awful month.
That's just the entirety of. I mean, that's everyone.
Yeah, that's an awful. Like the Astros might be the worst team they face there.
I mean, the Texas Rangers might be a bounce back candidate this year as well, right? Like,
yeah, everyone was kind of in on that last year. I'm iffy on the Rangers, but yeah, that's a shit month. That's really bad. But everyone's at least you're playing the same teams for the teams in your division. So
yeah. All right.
Too much.
Let's go on to the season preview stuff. Obviously, since the last time we talked, there is some pitcher injuries that got announced, I believe, last week. Trey Savage will be starting the year on the IL. Jose Brios on the IL and Shane Bieber on the IL. That's three guys in your rotation. But luckily, Max Scherzer has looked absolutely bananas this spring. Hasn't given up a single run in 13 innings pitched against three good teams. So happy they got the depth there. But what was your immediate reaction when you saw the news of Trey? I was kind of expecting it, to be honest with you, with the fact that he wasn't pitching in big league games.
Yeah, that was my thing. I said to you last week on it. You're like, oh, they're keeping him on the backfields so teams don't see him. I was like, well,
I thought they were playing chess. I really did.
I mean, he pitched in the World Series, so I was like, you know what? That doesn't make too much sense to me. Yeah, hate to see it, but like in our minds, if we would talk on this podcast midway through last year, and we would say, would we give up Trey's next season if it means like we had a chance to really win the World Series? I think everyone would have said yes to that. So now we're real life dealing with the consequences of that. Yeah, so we'll see. We got a question in here that kind of runs through all the injury things. Impingement sucks, but you can fix that.
What is that?
It's just like kind of the front of your shoulder. I think it's just the shit just rolling over on each other, inflamed. Like it's kind of painful at the time, but it can go away pretty quickly. I believe if that's the same stuff that I had dealt with when I played. But yeah, it's just annoying to deal with.
So it's not like a surgery based thing, or like you just kind of
it could get really bad, but not in the current form as what they've said.
I just find I think last year they handled Trey pretty well in terms of like they limited his innings when he started. I remember the Rays start, his first start, they took him out after like 4 innings, right? Because they just like, all right, let's shelter him a little bit here. We're in first place.
We put him in
the playoffs.
They put him in the bullpen in Buffalo. They did the best they could to get that. I mean, that massive start at Dodger Stadium too, right? Like they got the best of Trey Savage when they needed him most.
Yes.
And now, again, you got to deal with it this year. So let's see how they manage that. Hopefully not too long of a thing. It seems like everyone's kind of going to be on the same track when they come back. Like, in my mind, they're all going to come back the same week, it feels like. Maybe
it's just the wild thing is, Avery, is I know everyone's like talking, oh, this Blue Jays depth is like, I mean, they don't look at this rotation right now. This might be a hot take. I think we see the rotation that they have for the first 2 weeks, like maybe for like a month and like Bieber's progressing, they said. Trey Savage threw a minor league game. I think it was today or tomorrow he's throwing one. So it's not like these guys are going to be out for full seasons. And you never truly know with pitchers, obviously. But I do think it's getting a little bit overblown when the rotation is what it is right now. It'll be like that for maybe 4 weeks, right? Like you're not really, and we need to talk about the start of the schedule is kind of soft for the Toronto Blue Jays, so it's not like there's big games there. But I do think it's a little bit overblown in terms of like the way people are talking about it.
It's never good to have your pitchers injured.
For sure.
Like, there can be setbacks and all of that. So what everyone's talked about right now is these are kind of minor, which is good. But again, it's not. That never always goes to plan.
And the thing is, like Shane Bieber was expected. We were talking about that in January, right? I mean, like his not much coming out about him. So we'll see what happens. But the team will be full strength at some point. Obviously, injuries do happen, but it is going to be weird to kind of see how they do it because you have a 5-man rotation right now, and you have to add 3 guys to that rotation.
Yep.
You have to add La Machina, Trey Savage, and you have to add Shane Bieber. How do you do that, right? It's going to be – I would not wish the job that John Schneider and the company has on their worst because you got to tell some good pitchers, hey, man, like you're out of the rotation. You're back to the bullpen. And the Eric Lauer one's obviously easy because he's comfortable doing it, but who else do you really tell that to, Abe?
Yeah, Lauer's not going to be too happy about it because he was complaining, right, that he wanted to be in the rotation. So if he pitches well, he'll have at least a chance of trying to keep his spot. And if he has to go, he has to go. But yeah, like let's get through the first month. Let's see how these rehabs go, and we can reconvene. They'll find a way. That's their jobs to get all these guys where they can go. But we're looking at 2 final roster spots too. Like everything's pretty set in stone. All the guys are going to be there, but it's the last roster spot, 1 bench bat and 1 bullpen arm where they're looking for length. Do you have anyone you think are supposed to be in those spots?
I've been hearing a lot of Chase Lee talk.
Yeah.
He's had a good spring, actually, to be honest, as well. Kind of like a funky delivery, which is perfect when you got a bullpen that has a Tyler Rogers in it. It kind of adds to like the funkiness and the different arm slots that you can throw at opposing hitters. But I think it's going to be Chase Lee.
Makes some sense. He's got options too. 40-man guy already, so that's all right. Like that would probably mean none of the Rule 5 guys make the team. Because they just had Tommy Nance made it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Like great year last year.
Yeah.
No problems. He was penciled in my bullpen right now. He has no options. So yeah, probably no Rule 5 guys. And with how thin the team is right now, I want Mako to be that bullpen guy. I want it to be him. But at this point, you need people in AAA.
No disrespect to the Buffalo Bisons. We're Buffalo Bisons fans. Obviously, because they're part of the Jays. That team is going to be dog shit.
Well, maybe the pitchers, but the outfield should be good at least.
Who's the outfield? Kasevich, Penongo, like
Shrek, Clase, Penongo. Like those are decent people to watch at least.
I guess the pitching's going to be tough, man. Right. I mean, Adam Mako in the World Baseball Classic looked awesome. Velo was crazy. 97 he threw. In the WBC, which is, I mean, for a lefty, has he snatched Ricky Tiedemann's chain? That's kind of the question that people have to ask. But here's a question for you. Do you think we see Adam Mako this year pitching meaningful games or meaningful innings for the Toronto Blue Jays?
Depends what they do with him.
Okay.
Because he could... Yeah, man, it'd be a lot of starting pitchers getting hurt for him to be that. Because I want him to be the long man. He could do it, but I mean, you do need that depth at AAA starting at some point.
He'll probably start in AAA, I imagine.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, you need those people at some point if things go wrong. So it's like you can make that happen and keep it all together if Mako's just in AAA. I would love it for him to be him, but I don't think that's going to be. And I think it's Davis makes the most sense for.
Oh yeah, I was flabbergasted at the discourse. I had people tweeting at me, how has Davis earned a spot on the team? Maybe because he had a 127 weighted runs created plus last year and can play every position and has adapted and been a good bench bat and knows how to go about his business as a guy who's not starting every single game. I think that discourse is bananas over 17 game sample size in the spring. kind of crazy, man, right? Like,
Yeah, Davis is a pro now. It's like you can kind of deal with that. I have like Eloy just can't do enough for him to be that guy with based on
no,
who
he
they
has no
have.
position, Avery. And he's
Exactly. It's
blocked by George Springer playing DH.
yeah.
And it, I love Eloy. I'm a part of Team Eloy, but I did see this from Griff. Eloy doesn't have an opt out thing until July or
Yeah.
June. So
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
talked about that last week. I didn't know what his opt out day was. I thought that might have been the only thing. The other thing is Jimenez, Leo. He has no options. Like that would be the only way to keep things together is if Leo makes the team out of camp. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So
he
you
just
just
doesn't
have
jump out to me, Ave. Like, I know defensively he's okay. It's just the bat's not there. And I think
I think he can hit, man. It's not like crazy impressive, but Davis makes way more sense. It fits what the roster needs as a second base outfielder. It makes more sense. Without him, sorry, if it's just Leo, like they have the backup infield right now, they don't have one. It just makes sense for Davis to be that guy.
as you are talking about Eloy Jimenez, he just roped a double down the line.
Yeah, he's been awesome, man.
It just the no position thing sucks, man. Like,
He can't run either.
and he can't run, he can't field. It's just a really you just he's just there to pinch hit. Like, and the thing about Eloy is, if you pinch hit him, it's essentially two moves because you got to do a defensive replacement for him right after, pretty much, right? It's like, what do you really do? You know, it's going to be a weird discussion, but I think Eloy Jimenez has shown some humility with the fact that he was willing to come back to the Blue Jays and potentially start in AAA and kind of prove himself. And if he rakes in AAA, call his ass up. Like, there's ways around it, right? Like, I don't know. Eloy Jimenez, I'd like to see a month in AAA and see where he's at. That's where I'm
Yeah,
at with Eloy.
he might be a guy who at some point it's like, you know what, man, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's I'm either I'm going to play in the big leagues or I'm going to call this. And I hope he takes it serious in AAA and he gives himself another shot at the big leagues because he's had just a fantastic spring, man. And he's my fun one that I would want on the team because it's an awesome, maybe not awesome story, but it's like
Yeah.
Eloy's a fun,
Well, the
fun
thing about
player.
Eloy is Avery is like he's actually had success at the big league level, so there is something to gauge off of keeping him on there.
Yeah.
But keeping him on there, sorry, but I'm just I'm fine with Schneid's making the team. I think he deserves it. 127 weighted runs created plus last season, and they do a really good job, Avery, of sheltering him. Right, like he's not facing velo arms. He's facing left. Like, it's the perfect bat, and you can kind of work around it with like the Jesus Sanchez type of thing. If they bring in a lefty when Jesus Sanchez is playing, Schneid's jumps in there, right? So it's just the kind of perfect mix, in my opinion, honestly.
Yep. Absolutely. You can make it like that. That's their four bench bats are Heineman, Davis, Nathan Lucas, and Miles Straw. Again, one guy that can play infield, one guy that can catch, two people that can play outfield for different reasons. So yeah, I
What are
think that's
your
pretty set in stone.
what do you think a season looks like for Nathan Lucas?
Dude, really,
It's strange because they got Sanchez, who has more upside.
yeah, and they brought him in, which
Yeah,
is different. He's younger. Like I'm sure they'd want that to work out more than Nathan Lucas, but he proved like anything you ask him to do, he did last year, and he did it amazingly. He did
yeah.
it. So it's I think it's like a great safety net if this Sanchez thing starts to go south pretty quick.
Do you give
Uh,
him frequent at bat? Like, because the at bats that Nathan Lucas would be ultimately getting are going to Jesus Sanchez.
they're going to go to Jesus Sanchez.
So
Correct.
it's like, what's the leash like? Are you sometimes sitting Jesus Sanchez against righties? Like, what do you think that would look like for the Toronto Blue Jays this season? Because you got to keep Nathan Lucas hot, obviously, and he's done everything to earn a starting spot. So it's a strange conversation to have with the Nathan Lucas Jesus Sanchez thing because you want Jesus Sanchez to pan out, and he's hit
Yeah,
the ball pretty hard.
I don't I don't think it's that tough of a conversation for them to have. I think it just makes sense. Like Jesus Sanchez is going to take over the Nathan Lucas at bats from last year.
Sure.
and they're going to see how it goes. But you have Nathan Lucas on the team still, so if it goes poorly, you have this guy who's good as well to take over and do it. So like, I'm looking, they're pretty similar players when it came to hitting against right-handed pitching last year, at least weighted runs created plus wise. So if you think you can get more output from Jesus Sanchez, what you really think, I mean, much stronger guy than Nathan Lucas, totally different profiles when it comes to hitting. That's what you kind of want the upside for. But Nathan Lucas is just this good major league player that you love to have on your roster. So
Yeah.
no reason to get rid of him. Not that they were thinking of that. Not expensive, like just a great guy to have.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to watching, to seeing Nathan Lucas, just how he adjusts to the role. Cause they're pros, obviously, and they're going to act like pros. But the weird thing is like, he, it's you have to swallow your pride kind of because you were starting World Series games last year for this exact team and you earned that spot. But now you're on a bench like you're a bench bat. It's strange. I'm looking to see how Nathan Lucas kind of reacts to that type of move for sure.
Everything we've seen from him, like in the media, is that this is a good guy and it's not going to be an issue, and that kind of helps with the just the clubhouse environment and the people in it. Like you have Miles Straw there, who's probably the best, like the epitome of what a good bench bat is and what a good teammate is. I think pretty easy for Miles to say to him like it'll be okay, dude.
Yeah, and Miles Straw is just the ultimate team guy, and I think that bench is pretty good, man. You have a Gold Glover on the bench. You have a guy who, like I talked about with Schneids, who had a really good year last year. You have Nathan Lucas, who had a really good year last year, and then Tyler Heineman, who's a really good defensive catcher. So it's a pretty stacked bench, to be honest with you, compared to what we've had in previous seasons. But I hope Jesus Sanchez pans out because he's such a fun bat, man. He hits baseball so hard. His bat speed, everything. So that's one guy I think I'm really looking forward to seeing how the adjustments were made with Pop. And I saw someone tweet it today actually, or it was Grip or someone, but they changed his hands.
Okay.
Before his bat was like flat when he was like loading up, not when he was loading up, when he was in like his stance. Now his hands are starting more down, just in a ready position, kind of like what George Springer did. If you look at the George Springer changes, so we'll see what happens there. But we have seen some pretty cool results from Jesus Sanchez. It's just putting it all together because again, he's a stack cat or he's a baseball savant dream, right? Like he is the bat speed, everything. So that's one guy who's I hope he's so good because his home runs rock. Rock.
Home runs are awesome. All
And
right, let's get into it. Season preview. I wrote down, I don't know how many things I had here. Maybe 30, 25. Okay. Starting off with the win total. Over under 88.5 wins.
I'm going to go over. Last year we said over to be optimistic because we hoped things would go better. Year
I was firm on the win total being over.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It was way too low last year. I do think this is a pretty good in terms of like where the team is at. I do think 88.5 is a fair number, but I do think they get to the 90 range again.
Okay.
89, 90.
Yeah, I had to tip my cap. I love the number, like 89 as their win total.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Do the Blue Jays make the playoffs?
Yeah.
I also said yes.
I might get called a negative Nancy for this. I don't think they win the division. I think they get a home wild card game.
Okay. I have them finishing third in the division.
So that wouldn't be a home wild card game. That would be
yeah. Can you give your AL East finish in order?
Maybe I'm just been seeing a lot of Orioles propaganda. I do think that rotation is a little bit better than what people say. Kyle Bradish rocks. Call it what it is. He's awesome. Trevor Rogers, can he duplicate what he did last year? I'm not quite sure. I think it goes Orioles, Yankees, Blue Jays.
Okay, I'm going Yankees, Red Sox, Jays, Orioles, Rays. Is mine.
What a disaster that would be for the Orioles if they did that again.
Well, I think like they'd be good. It's not. So it's like, you have to worry about a second Central team getting a lot of wins for that? Like, there's a chance that they do the AL East thing and just 4 teams make it in.
Oh my God, kill me if that's the case.
Like, that would be the things. Like, I'm I'm Red Sox pilled this year. I love what they did.
They're a fun team, and watching the
Th-
World Baseball Classic, man, it's like
they're gonna defend and they're gonna pitch, and they got pretty good bats as well. Like I really like what they did, and I'm like the Yankees are a great team again, and like you unfortunately you get Garrett Cole back. Like if he's anything with what we've been
he was
seeing,
hitting 98 his last start in spring.
yeah, and it's like you get Garrett Cole back, you get a little bit of juice. I think the Yankees are gonna win the division. Like the Orioles is just the bullpen, man. Like what's gonna happen with their bullpen? It's
It's
not
Ryan
good.
Helsley and friends in
Yeah.
that bullpen. That's a fair point. I didn't really look upon their bullpen as much as I should have probably, but uh,
Everything else is great. Like that
the
team's
bats
great.
are awesome.
Yeah.
Holy,
But again, there's like people going down. Westberg being hurt again. Like,
yeah.
can he stay healthy? Is Adley gonna do his Alejandro Kirk thing where he turns around and people are like, okay, he's actually a good player again? Um, Interesting for the Orioles. Like, I think there's four really good. I do think the Rays are the worst team in the division right now.
It's
Like,
not. That's not a hot take, really.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just I just had them penciled in last. Okay, the best starter for the Toronto Blue Jays this year.
I'm gonna go Gas Man rides off into the sunset.
That's awesome. I have Dylan Cease. That's my best starter this year. Um, that's so many innings on Kevin Gosman's arm from last year,
He said he
and
feels good though. He said his
absolutely,
body bounced back better than he thought.
I know, which is crazy. He threw so much. Like,
He threw a trillion fucking innings last year. You know, he threw the most innings in all of baseball.
yeah, I think I said that on here because I remember looking that up. Threw a lot. But Dylan Cease, pay him the big bucks. He's the next guy.
Fair.
Like when Kevin Gosman came in was great year one. The best bullpen arm.
I'm Hoffman pilled.
Okay, that would be a great bounce back.
I'm Hoffman pilled. And honestly, Avery, I know you're talking bounce back. Like, I mean, he had a pretty good year last year. Like, there were some numbers that sucked. I mean, the ERA wasn't what you want it to be, and so was like the home run stuff. But that's a guy who got overworked like crazy the first 2 months of the season, man. Him and Yimi Garcia were throwing every goddamn day, pretty much.
They were, and it was
And it
two
ended
inning
up
thing.
ruining it, Yimi. But I'm bought into the Jeff Hoffman, man. I really am. What I see it as is what you called with Brendan Little the year before, the home run stuff,
Yeah,
maybe not being sustainable. I think Jeff Hoffman's going to be a pretty good arm, and he showed it in the playoffs, man. Aside from a singular pitch, the Miguel Rojas thing, he was lights the fuck out. He had a 1 ERA in the entire playoffs before that. Like, I think it's kind of disingenuous to discredit how good a guy was when he was essentially one of the main reasons you got to the World Series. In my opinion, I think people are going to hate that, but I do think Jeff Hoffman does get a lot of flack, and I get it. But this is a guy who was your big dog in the playoffs. Closed out Game 7 of the ALCS. Closed out Game 4 of the division series. Closed out multiple games in those crucial times. Like, I do think Jeff Hoffman kind of got a little bit of the short end of the stick with his fan base just based off of a singular pitch. And I get it, but I think his bounce back is something that I believe in this year.
I like that. I'm going my favorite arm in the bullpen. It's Brendan Little. I fucking love him.
Wow.
Everyone, I love Brent. I can't shake him. He's so insane. Like he's good.
And you can't,
He
I mean, he's looked pretty good this spring, man. He's throwing fuzz.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Brendan Little guy. I can't quit him. I know people tried to quit him, including you, John, during the playoffs. He wasn't good. But I'm a Brendan Little regular season truther. I think, yeah, this four seamer, like let's run it up to 99 because
Let's
Brendan Little
run
can
that
be
shit up.
the
Let's
best
go.
hitter, everyday player
Vlatty.
has to be Vlad
Yeah, I
this
just
year.
call it what it is. I mean, the adjustments he's made, he's pulling the ball in the air more, or he's hitting the ball in the air more, not just pulling it, to be honest. We saw a different version of Vladdy in that playoff run that he said he's trying to elevate it more, as well as the World Baseball Classic. I'm thinking a 160 WRC plus from the Vlad dog this year.
Yeah, fuck, I'd hope so. I really do hope so. I'm with Vlad too. Like, hey, it's finally truly your team. We had said that for the last couple of years though. Like George is still around as the older guy to him, but it's like, hey, first to 14, like let's get this thing rolling and right on the right foot. I'm going with Vlad.
By the way, That's our new Instagram follower, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Of course.
You
Yes.
just love to absolutely see it. Seeing that, waking up on, I think it was Thursday, Thursday or Friday,
Yeah, we were downtown.
Seeing the notification Vladimir Guerrero Jr. followed you was one of the coolest things I think I've ever experienced. And this is how crazy I am. I keep going back to our Instagram and searching his name just to make sure he still follows us. Like that there's he didn't just misclick it. I'm like, all right, he still follows us. We're a couple days after, he still follows us. He rides with us. So shout out Vlatty. I can't express how cool it is that our franchise superstar, who's going to be here for 14 more years, the Gate 14 guy. And we've met him a couple times. Awesome guy. So I am looking forward to hopefully building some sort of relationship with Vlatty and hopefully getting him on the pod at some point because he's an awesome player.
Yeah, would be cool. Shout out Vlad. The best bench bat. I took a cop out and I just said Nathan Lucas.
Yeah. I'm going to go Schneids.
Okay, I like that.
He's going to do the Springer arc where he has a bad spring and then just rakes in the regular season.
Yeah. I haven't even looked at a single counting stat.
I mean, they just showed it because he's up to bat right now. He's 5 for 36. It's like a 36 out bat stretch, for Christ's sake. Like,
we can figure that out. Breakout player.
I got to go with our Japanese king, right?
Like that.
Kazuma.
I did Cody Ponce.
Okay. I see a lot of publications actually have Kazuma Okamoto winning the Rookie of the Year. You know how cool that would fucking be?
I've got a problem with that.
I mean, he's 29 years old.
Yeah, I do think if you've played some sort of professional baseball, like at those upper tier levels, sure. I do think there's a chance you probably
maybe just an age limit. I mean, that's like not to be ageist here, but I think an age limit would make tons of sense. Like what?
I would love for him to win Rookie of the Year.
I think the way you can get around that award is if Major League Baseball implemented a Newcomer of the Year award, where it's not a Rookie of the Year, where it's like it could be, but it's also like it's more open because Rookie of the Year should be for like the Connor Griffins of the world, like the Trey Savages of the world, or the younger guys. Like Kazuma Okamoto is like a full blown family, and he's like 29 years old. It's like a little crazy to like be a Cy Young. Or not Cy Young, a Rookie of the Year guy when you're 29 years old, right?
Yeah. But I hope he wins it, and then we can have the conversation about it at some other point.
And then we could just dunk on people. It's like, Bo who? You know?
Bo can't win Rookie of the Year this year.
Yeah, he can't.
For fucking sure.
And the thing is, if Kazuma Okamoto wins Rookie of the Year, we can do the comparison like Rookie of the Years. Bo Bichette 0, Kazuma Okamoto 1.
Yep. Yeah, you win year 1. Okay. A trade deadline pickup for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Kind of got to pick a guy that's a part of their stereotype, really, or their prototype. A guy with like fast bat speed and like has plus tools. I don't know what that would look like, to be honest with you. Who like O'Neal Cruz?
Yeah, that's who I wanted last year. Yeah, that could happen. But I think the Pirates are going to be pretty good, and he'll be a part of that.
Yeah,
I did Adrian Morejon from the Padres, lefty, their setup guy.
Throws gas.
He's fucking really good.
He's so good.
He's really good. I think free agent next year. But that's maybe the Padres aren't going to be that great this year. That was kind of my thing where they could trade him, get some good, some players back for it. Vlad over under 29.5 home runs this year.
This is the year he jumps back to 2021. I'm going over.
You're going, are you not just 30?
I'm going 35.
Okay.
I think that's a disrespectful line, by the way. Like, I get it. Obviously, the last couple of years he hasn't hit that total, but if you look at the playoffs and the adjustments he's made and obviously how he looks this spring, I don't think it's insane to say he hits like 32, 35. I think that's a fine range.
It's got to be expected at this point.
Like, yeah.
It is 23 home runs last year was an insane disappointment.
Yeah, for sure. But again, you look at the home runs, obviously, and maybe he's just not a home run. Maybe he's trying to be more like a Miguel Cabrera-esque. But Miguel Cabrera also was a home run guy. But in terms of like, okay, I'll ask you this.
Yep.
Would you rather Vladdy has 32 home runs or 200 hits?
Like the home runs.
Really?
I don't need him on base.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't.
But you do want him driving guys. Like, if he's driving guys in, like George gonna be getting on, and the guy, whoever's sitting in the 2 holes, gonna be getting on. Like,
he's a. I don't know what did the metrics say of his base running last year. Like he makes some good plays, but I want Vlad driving people in and driving himself in as he jogs
So
around the
you're taking
bases
32 home runs.
every day.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
not
fair.
even.
Maybe I'm just in my Jeff Fry mode. Where it's
You
like
are. You are.
yeah, she gone. Maybe I wanted to hit
Man,
20,
Jeff
200.
Fry cycle for the Blue Jays, right?
Yeah.
So
Pathetic cycle, by the way. Just a disgrace. That's one of the only disappointments I have with the Toronto Blue Jays organization is they employed Jeff Fry.
good.
Just a generational loser. I hate his guts.
He- he's
Um,
he's tweeting it big. Okay, is
200 hits, man, is special though.
yeah, that's good
Like,
when you can like it's good for when Bobby Witt does it.
how about 200 hits, 25 home runs?
No, I'd rather hit 170 hits and 35 tanks.
I mean, obviously, but
Yeah.
I think okay, it's fair.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Like let the fast guys have 200 hits and then run around the bases and score themselves. It's like
Okay,
let Vlad do the homers.
fair. I'd like people in the comment section to say if they agree or disagree with Avery on this. I think majority of them obviously will agree with you because 35 tanks rocks, 32 tanks rocks. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm looking forward to the Anthony Santander bounce back in August.
I don't have anything about Santander here.
Right now, okay, give a home run total for Santander.
1.
I'm going to take over 1 Anthony Santander home run in 2025. Fuck it. Let's ride.
That's really good. Okay, Vlad top 5 MVP finish.
Yep.
You're in on that?
I could not be more Vlatty pilled this season based off of what we just saw for October, November, and then the World Baseball Classic on the world stage. Give me Vlatty top 5. Again, it's hard to win it when you share a league with fucking Aaron Judge, who's a Super Saiyan freak, and fucking Bobby Witt. I'm fine with a top 5. You know, let's get your ass in the top 5 in the first year of that contract. Let's start calling it. I'm already calling it a bargain contract, but let's get crazy with it. Year 1.
Okay. Bo Bichette or Kazuma Okamoto more wins above replacement this year.
Man, the defense for Kazuma pretty good. They're going to be playing the same position, so you can dictate. I mean, you can see where you're at with it in terms of like you can put a head-to-head perfectly. The WAR's not going to be different based off of the fielding metrics. They're playing the exact same position. I'm going to go first year this year. Bo Bichette has higher.
I'm going to say Bo Bichette as well.
But I do think Kazuma Okamoto is significantly better defensive. Like his defensive metrics will be night and day compared to what Bo is. I just think the Bo bat is just special. I really do.
Agree. Same way I was going to do it. Okamoto over under 22.5 homers.
Give me over.
Okay, I go under. I love 20. Like he hits 20 homers this year.
And that's a successful season if he gives you 20, man.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a ton of spin down and away for him.
Yeah, and that's what he kind of struggles with. They're going to have to work to adjust on that. But what he has shown this spring is a really good plate discipline, taking a lot of walks. I am looking forward to kind of seeing how he manages being pitched to like that with the low and away stuff. Maybe if
they know he's a pull side power guy. Why would you pitch him in type of thing? So, kind of where the same I was at with that. I was like, let's hit 20 homers, man. I'm cool with that. George Springer, weighted runs created plus, over under 125.5.
I'm going over. I think he puts like a 130. I'm not going to say he goes. People forget. I mean, the guy last year had a 210 weighted runs created plus in the second half of last season after almost dying on the baseball field, getting a baseball off the dome. We forgot about that. Remember George Springer was out for like a week with a concussion?
I do remember that.
The entire team had concussions. Like it was like a flu. We had Heineman concussion, George Springer concussion, Loper Fido concussion. It was just a strange 2 weeks of Blue Jays.
That was 4 games in Baltimore in 3 days, and I remember it was just awful.
It was the worst stretch. That's when we traded for Sir Anthony. We got belt to ass by the Orioles that series. It just was
166 weighted runs created plus is what he ran last year.
Yeah, I think 130. Again, there's going to be some regression. I'm not saying he's going to put up MVP level numbers again, but I do think a 130, 135 is very reasonable for George Springer.
Yeah, that's so sick to say after how good he was last year, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over. I think 125 is a good number on that, but I'm going to go over. Does Dalton Varsho get a mid-season extension?
I have heard so many mixed reviews. Is he or is he not a fucking Scott Boras guy? Can someone please tell me? Because I've seen a million tweets saying, "Oh, it's Boras is not going to do that," and then I've
You
seen other
said
tweets be like,
you said he's ice, remember?
"Yeah, but again, people tweet at me. He's like, no, he's with Boras. I have no fucking idea what this guy's with. But if you are Dalton Varsho and you put up the offensive numbers you put up last year in the when he got back and in the play, like you would be a brain dead moron to take an extension at the halfway point unless you get blown out of the water with an offer, right? That's really the only way it makes sense.
I'm seeing he's a Boris client on some Reddit things here. I have no idea. I don't think he gets a.
No, I'm going to say no on that
I
anyways,
don't
to
think
be
he gets
honest
a
with you.
mid-season extension
Yeah.
because of the looming lockout too, unfortunately. Addison Barger, homers, over under 25.5.
I have a hot take. I think Addison Barger hits 30 plus this season.
I like that. I'd be cool with that. I also took the over on this.
And he's playing against lefties now. And he's actually had some pretty decent at bats. I think he gets more run this year than he had last year.
So that leads to my next question.
Okay.
Does he have over under 150 and a half plate appearances against left-handed pitching? That's like almost double. He had 89 against lefties in 2025.
I'm going to say over.
Okay, I'm going to go under still.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to go under still.
Fair. By the way, they just released the pitching matchups for the Jays versus Rocky series. This is hilarious.
We get Sagano.
Sagano versus Ponce. Feltner versus Scherzer. Freeland versus Gossman.
Holy shit. That's awesome. I love the Rockies, man.
Oh, I love them. Sagano, man. Bounce back season.
Sagano.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's who I got to see in Japan pitch.
Yeah. Great pitcher.
Is Andres Jimenez a league average hitter?
No.
I also have him under a league average hitter.
Yeah, I'm going to go 90, which again is like 12 points higher than last year.
Yeah, I was thinking like 95, and he's a super valuable player. Andres Jimenez over under 4.5 B WAR.
Is B WAR the one that benefits defense less?
Bet more.
Okay, I'm going to go over.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hopefully fully healthy. And again, Avery, he does have his speed back. He's like stealing bags in the spring and taking extra bases. And he was pinch runner in the World Baseball Classic. So I do think he's going to provide a lot of value on the bases as well.
Yeah, it's not the same thing last year, but
he got injured though, Abe. Like,
true. Yeah.
He hurt his leg really bad. Remember when he was rounding second? Like, I do think we got a little bit more from Andres Jimenez on the base pass this season, which is what this team needs really, is hitting at the bottom of the lineup, get on for George and Barger and Vlatty. So I do think he'll provide a little more value than he did last year on the base pass with as he's fully healthy.
Yeah, and it's gonna be nice for me to see because the eye test says he's a good shortstop.
Yeah,
everything about the eye test, it looks good. But because he was playing shortstop in the playoffs, like we don't have, or I didn't see much of the like analytics, the numbers, how he matches up against the rest of the shortstops in the league. Because it looks good to me. Let's see how it matches up with the rest of the league, and that's where you're gonna get your big defensive value from as it matches up. Jesus Sanchez, a weighted runs created plus, over under 107.5.
Ah, man, the strike. His problem's a strikeout thing, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under. Maybe it's a reverse jinx here. I'm gonna go like he puts up a 105 with like 20 home runs, maybe, which is again is a fine season when you weren't getting that production from Santander or Nathan Lucas, right? Nathan Lucas last year had like a 105 weighted runs created plus, I believe. So it's like you're getting a better upgrade with more pop.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's over. I like what he can do. I'm at least like super.
Has he ever done that in his career? Over 105?
Twice.
Okay.
Yeah. 2021 and 2023.
So what how many nukes did he have in 2023?
2023 he had 14. Both of those years he had 14.
Okay.
And then 18, 14.
That's crazy. That guy's been put up like 25, 30 home run seasons.
I know.
Bananas, really. Hopefully they unlock that. And the Jays have always liked him. Ross did mention they tried to acquire him multiple times. So it is, I'm going to say 105 with 20 bombs. Upgrade from
Okay.
Nathan Lucas.
Um, will Jeff Hoffman be the closer for the full season? Like, assuming he's healthy the whole time, is he the closer for the full season?
Yeah.
Said the same thing. Will Brendan Little finish last in zone percentage again?
I don't think so. I think that that's something they really hit home with him in the off-season training and in spring training is kind of staying in the zone more. And he's obviously more effective when he's in the zone more. It's not a hot take, obviously, but I do think we get a little bit more controlled Brendan Little this season.
Okay. I sorted by pitchers who threw 50 innings.
Yeah.
Um, and he was last by like 8 percentage points, which
Really.
is, yeah,
Holy fucking shit.
just really in last place in zone percentage. But I mean, he found a way. He found a way. I'm gonna say he finishes last again, but he's really good. Rank these pitchers by innings thrown this year: Trey, Shane, Jose, Max.
Okay, I'm gonna go Max. Again, he's starting opening weekend or whatever. He's starting on Monday, so he will obviously have more.
It's who I wrote down as my first as well.
Yeah, it's Max Scherzer, Shane Bieber, Jose Barrios, Trey Savage.
Okay, I kind of did it differently. I did Max, Jose, Trey, and Shane. That's how I went.
I think Shane's progressing more than Trey is, though.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, but that's just I was my first run through. I had Trey as last
Because you have to imagine, though, Abe, it's like they're gonna still be sheltering him even when he's healthy.
Yeah,
They're not. He's not gonna be throwing 7 innings every fucking start.
nope, he's not. Will Tyler Rogers throw 80 innings this year?
Yeah, Jay's. I mean, that's a guy who has a durable arm. The way he throws doesn't put a lot of pressure on his arm. He's literally told John Schneider, "I will throw whenever, wherever." So I think we get more 80 innings from Rogers.
Yeah, he's only done it one time. I mean, he's throwing a ton. I also wrote yes.
But what also rocks about this is like, and people forget about. I know we talk about this in the podcast a lot. We will be getting Yimi Garcia back at some point, right? So
Yeah,
I can kind of take the load off some of these guys. You know,
the bullpen's going to be good. I think
very good.
But that's why I'm not too worried about like this roster spot for the last bullpen guy right now. It's like, okay, it's going to work its way out.
That guy will be ultimately done by the time Yimi's back, anyways.
Yeah. So I'm not too worried about this last roster spot.
Yeah.
Right now. Dylan Cease with an ERA over under 3.6.
I'm gonna go under.
I'm gonna go under too.
I think he's gonna be awesome, man.
I'm really excited with. It's easy to say the whole defense thing. The numbers against were really bad.
Yeah.
The Padres playing defense for Dylan Cease, but I'm feeling really good about Dylan Cease's year. I am. Is Ricky Tiedemann gonna have a major league appearance?
This is like the Charlie Brown football situation where it's like he's chasing the ball or whatever. I don't know, man. I've just whatever. I'm just gonna see how it plays out. I don't know. Maybe.
I said no.
I don't think so.
Is there a Max Scherzer thumb flare up this year?
Nope.
I said no as well.
Because that's what his problem was last year going into the season.
Yep.
Was his thumb. And he said managing it, but now he's pretty much talking about it like it's a non-factor. Yep. So I don't think we get Thumbgate this year. I think we're giving a big knock on wood, RIP to Thumbgate. I really do.
What is your funniest moment of the season?
I'm going to say the same thing as last year because I'm superstitious. Jay's getting no hit.
Okay. And Nick Cage throws the first pitch to Dylan Cease.
Oh, yes. No, actually, we need you to say that he doesn't. Like you said, we weren't last year to change the vibes, to do the reverse jinx.
Nick Cage will not acknowledge Dylan Cease.
I need a Nick Cage, Dylan Cease
meeting. Nick Cage night at the ballpark would go fucking nuts.
Dylan Cease would be in legitimate heaven if that
happened. Nick Cage night at the ballpark would be awesome. What do you think the best 50th anniversary ceremony is going to be this year?
I think it's going to be, the Buck stuff.
Buck is the one I wrote. Yeah. I should have just said that I'm looking forward to the Buck ceremony.
Yeah.
We haven't touched on that, but the Hall of Excellence. That's what they
Yeah.
changed it to.
Yeah.
I did like the names on the board. Like you could see them every time.
Yeah.
When you're a young kid, you're learning, like you see them up there, you're asking your dad about some of the guys that you haven't seen play, and
Yeah.
they talk about them glowingly. I thought that was fun, but as long as it's open for people to see, I'm excited to see how they honor all those because it's a good organization.
In
Like
the 100 level.
I feel like they're going to do a great job on that. So
Yeah, I think what we were missing in the ballpark, which I think Mark and the Rogers done pretty well, is it's slowly, or not slowly, but it feels like a baseball field now. Right? Like when we went to Busch Stadium, Avery,
oh
they had all of the shrines in the 100 level of like old stuff. Like they had gloves, silver sluggers, old jerseys. I think that's something we're going to see this year when you walk around the 100 concourse. You're going to see like all Blue Jays history around the stadium, which is giving it more of a baseball field type of vibe, which it's easy to copy like the legendary like Busch Stadium, Yankee Stadium has it, like
yeah.
Fenway has it, Wrigley has it. So it is cool they will be adding that to the 100 level.
I couldn't agree more. You're so right about Busch Stadium, just the way they're able to do it. And going to Busch Stadium for opening day was cool too.
Oh,
Like the way all the Clydesdales getting all the
it's
people
so
out there.
sick, man.
All right, let's go to some award winners. Let's start with AL MVP.
Judge, I mean,
I did
Judge or
Bob
Bobby Witt for me. That's really where I
I did
stand.
Bobby Witt. I want him to get Judge on one of these.
Yeah.
Your National League MVP.
I'm going to go with a little different one. I know Tawny's awesome. Give me Juan Soto.
Yeah, he's going to be up there. I said Corbin Carroll. Let's see if he can steal
Fully healthy, hopefully.
Yeah, steal 1,000 bases, hit a bunch of home runs. Like, cool player. Your American League Cy Young.
I mean, I'd be dumb to just not go Tariq Skubal.
Yeah.
But I will go off the board again, just like I'm
Well,
doing all
he's
the
not
picks.
going to win AL Cy Young because he's going to get traded to
Traded the
NL.
Dodgers. I'm gonna go Hunter Brown actually.
I wrote Hunter Brown too. NL Cy Young.
I mean, another guy on my fantasy team. I have both. I have Hunter Brown and Paul Skeens. I'm gonna go Paul Skeens. Like I know it's
Okay.
the easiest answer, but he is ridiculous, dude. Watching him I mean, looking at his numbers against the Jays yesterday, where I wouldn't say he got hit around. Like Vlatty hit a couple hard balls off him, but he's ridiculous.
All
Absolutely
right.
ridiculous.
I got a hot take for NL Cy Young. The media gets Shohei Ohtani a Cy Young.
Oh my god.
we get Shohei Ohtani a Cy Young.
No MVP Cy Young. That's their compromise.
Yeah. Rookie of the Year, AL.
Oh, Okamoto.
Nice. I did a my. NL Rookie of the Year.
Nolan McLean.
That's who I wrote as well. AL Manager of the Year.
I'm gonna say John gets it this year.
Okay, I'm gonna go Alex Cora, and then NL Manager of the Year.
I'm gonna go Carlos Mendoza.
Okay, you think the Mets?
I think the Mets bounce back.
I think Pittsburgh has a decent year, and then they get Don Kelly, Manager of the Year. All right, that's all I have, John.
Yeah. By the way, we do have to do some housekeeping here, if that's the word. I always get made fun of for I don't know if I'm saying the right
No,
thing.
that's good housekeeping.
Good housekeeping. Okay. Win song.
We have to keep the same one as last year.
We keep levels.
You have to. You can't change that.
Okay. Because in my mind, I was like, I want levels to be just the 2025 thing, magical season. You say we keep levels?
Yeah, yeah. Until
we're proven otherwise. Okay, fair. I'm glad
Yeah.
we all agree on it. We're running it back with levels. Judah, if you're listening, we're gonna need an edit of all the highlights, 2026 or 2025 highlights to put in the win song video.
Yeah.
But okay, fuck it. Let's ride with levels. We're riding with levels again. I was thinking like, do you know that song? I forgot. It was on the top of my
I
head.
don't even
Music
know
sounds
this-
better with you.
Yeah, that's a good
Ding
one.
ding. That's a banger. But I think people would hate it that people are married to levels. That's kind of our thing. When people come up to me on the street,
Well,
they say
sometimes
play levels.
at one point we should just like play levels in reverse. Have you ever heard that one?
Isn't it the exact same thing?
No, it's kind of close. Like if things go bad, we make it levels.
We
in
switch it.
reverse.
Okay, it's fair.
Yeah.
It's a good compromise. I'm fine with that. Let's ride levels 2026.
Yep. I'm totally good with that. Also, we got a special friend coming on the podcast on Wednesday. Our
Mark.
special friend, Mark Shapiro, round two.
Yeah, round two of Mark Shapiro
How
pod. It's kind of
how
becoming
tough
a.
was that for you to keep for that
I mean,
long?
I mean, well, the thing is, we kind of gave like hints, like when we were in the vlog, we're wearing the where we said I'll see you tomorrow to him, and then
Yep.
we're all wearing the quarter zips. Like we kind of gave it away a little bit with some of the things we did, but awesome interview. The reason why we had to delay the drop was because there's like some kind of news, breaking news in it in terms of like what the Jays will be doing this season. Uh, a little bit more in depth of what was already announced in terms of like the concourse and the level of excellence type of thing. So that's why we kind of had to pocket it and wait till March 25th after 2 p.m. we were instructed.
That's
So
that's really what it was.
yeah, they said March 25th after 2 p.m.
Sick.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that. Yeah, let's go into some listener questions. But yeah, the Mark Shapiro pod is like an hour. Threw a lot of chirps at
It's
me,
like
which is
45 minutes.
it's 45 minutes. Okay, threw a lot of
Yeah.
chirps at me. It was a very fun interview to kind of talk to him after that miracle run they had last year. That we kind of take credit for that.
The start.
Yeah.
I could listen to him talk forever, man. He's
Oh, it's
so
so good.
good at like intelligent, good speech. It doesn't get any better, man.
Just the absolute legend.
Yep. I have lost. All right. Here we go. Questions for the season preview. There wasn't too many. Yeah, it was like, what players are we most looking forward to watching?
We
MLB
already
or
talked about that. Yeah.
in the minors too. People finally got the Josh Kastovich love, and it's like he doesn't have to make the team. There's nowhere for him to
He
play.
played 40 games last year, bouncing back from injury. There's no way he was going to make the team.
Yeah,
Let him grow in AAA. I will say this. Uh, we talked about players in the minors we're looking forward to watching. JoJo Parker, Juan Sanchez.
yeah. You say you're not a prospect guy, and then these guys
Well,
that
but I will say I am a little biased with the JoJo Parker stuff because he followed my personal Instagram and I've been like, he'll like respond to my stories sometimes and we'll talk. He's a
yeah.
big card collector. I'm not obviously, but I love hearing the stories about it. So I'm looking forward to seeing a first year of pro ball, JoJo Parker.
I'm also saying that.
Where do you
And
think he finishes his first year of pro ball? Vancouver?
I would think so. Yeah, like you get pretty aggressive, see how they do it. Like he's gonna start Dunedin, it sounded like.
Yeah, and then Juan Sanchez is starting in the complex league, which is one of the hardest leagues to play in.
It's everyone
So,
knows that's a really, really hard league
yeah,
to play. And like Juan Sanchez first year stateside, so
yeah,
that's not gonna be easy. But no, it's nice to have that like it's not even hope, but like something to look forward to potentially. It could all fall apart, but like at least to have some names down there and put those together for the spring breakout game. Two guys who
and
are
they didn't
that
start
young.
the game, by the way. Fire whoever the manager was that did that one, but
Well, they had all the upper like Arjun was starting.
yeah,
It's like all the guys who were playing in the game the day before were just playing again in the spring
yeah.
breakout. I
I'm
think
looking forward to watching JoJo, man. That lefty swing. We got our own little Gunnar Henderson at home, brother.
the way he left-handed flipped his bat on the single up the middle was just cool as
Oh,
shit. I thought it was
so
really cool.
sick.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I hope nothing but the best for him. There was another one here that I thought was good. We kind of touched on pretty much all of this stuff that people were asking about. Who will replace the offense that Bo provided? Can Okamoto do that alone, or where will that come from? I don't think
I think
Okamoto can
Okamoto can do it alone.
I don't think he can.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
he can.
you just create it in the aggregate. That's what they say.
Yeah, I mean, again, what Okamoto is going to bring us defensively, as well as Andres Jimenez, will probably make up for it. Not fully, obviously, but make up for it a little bit on the more on the defensive end. And then the offensive bat, if Andres Jimenez gives you a 90 weighted runs created plus and Okamoto puts up a 115, 120, it's not the craziest downgrade, so to say, I would say, right? Like, it's not that insane to say that.
You can work with that.
Yeah.
For sure. Top 5 Sopranos characters. You finished it? I didn't know you were watching, John.
Avery, I will say this. That is the best show I've ever watched in my life. I have been watching documentaries about it now, YouTube videos on it. It's the best show of all time. So I'll go my favorite characters. I'll go Christopher.
Of course.
Christopher, who's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it for people, so I was going to say something, but whatever. Christopher Polly Walnuts. Paulie Walnuts is fucking goated.
Yeah.
What's the other guy? The fucking the bigger guy that that's married to Jan. Fuck, I forgot his name.
You know, don't they call him Pussy? Is that the one you're
No,
talking
Pussy
about?
Pussy got killed off fairly early.
He did. He
Jan
did.
husband. People are probably punching their fucking.
Yeah, it's been a while since I watched.
It is Bobby Baccalieri.
Okay.
So yeah. So it's Christopher, Paulie Walnuts, Bobby Baccalieri, Sylv, and I like Tony. Obviously, Tony's like the goat,
Yeah.
or a king. But yeah, show The Sopranos, man. I finished with my girlfriend like 6 seasons in literally probably 3 weeks. So
Really?
yeah, we
Just
went through it pretty quickly, to be honest with you, like watching 4 episodes a night. So I'm Sopranos pilled, and right now, actually, I'm tapping into Breaking Bad. Never seen it.
it's it's awesome. First season's
Yeah.
boring as shit. It's really boring. Like get through it and you'll
Yeah.
you'll be rewarded. Don't
That's
worry.
what I recommend for the people that are watching The Sopranos. I know some people like Alto gave up after episode 4, which is pathetic.
He calls
Um,
himself an Italian.
yeah, it's kind of fake stuff, but yeah, Sopranos legitimately changed my life. It's all I'm watching now. I'll be using memes from The Sopranos for the Blue Jays season. I'm just locked in. So I don't even think anyone even suggested that to me. I just started watching it.
The one of Tony at the soccer game when he's
Yeah,
cheering in
that's
the
an awesome
stands.
one. We will be using that. So
You're
yeah, I'm
you're the
pumped to.
you're the
I'm
ducks in
glad
the
I finished
pool.
it. I finished it right before the season, Avery. So it's like get that out of the way, and now I'm locked in on Blue Jays
I know.
baseball.
That's
Perfect.
the thing about the season coming back is nothing else. Nothing else happens. Like you're just watching baseball and then you go to bed. Like there's no
Yeah,
time to do other shit.
like looking at our
Watch.
live streams, we stream from 7 to like 10:30, and then I make the post game TikTok, and then I just go to bed. It's really like I'm doing fuck all in
Yeah.
the summer, really.
Yeah. It's good stuff. All right, that's kind of all we got. A lot of questions that we've answered throughout this, but I want to say thanks to everyone for the off-season viewing. Thanks for watching everything we did. Thanks for interacting with all the stuff we made, and we're excited to get back to the grind 2 a week. I guess starting this week because
Yeah.
we're technically
So
three.
yeah, so technically this week we do have 2 podcasts, but just for the schedule for people who are new, because obviously we have tons of new followers. We've gained a lot more views and followers on our podcast. We do a podcast episode after every single series. So the Sunday, obviously that's will happen every time, and
Yeah.
then depending on if like they have the Monday off day or if they have the Wednesday or Thursday off day, it'll be different. But we will be doing 2 podcasts a week. And going from there. And we do have some fun stuff in the hopper with companies that are going to be paying us to do travel vlogs. So we do have what is it 4 or 5 trips planned this year where we're going to opposing parks. I think we'll be going to the Bronx. Might need
Sounds like
security for that. Might need Furio, who's Tony Soprano's security guy before he left for Italy. Um, we will be doing that. We got some fun stuff. Avery, I would love to suggest I'd love to go to Camden Yards.
really the
What a
park's cool.
stadium.
Yeah, the park's awesome. I don't know if
Yeah.
there's much else to do in that area, but
Yeah. It does look awesome.
it does. So I'm fine. We can work that in. We can make that happen.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to San Diego, San Francisco.
That I'm
Oh, fuck. I
I'm
cannot
pumped.
wait for that.
Yeah.
And then we will be going to New York for sure. Fenway, we
Philly.
can't. We're going to Philly, obviously, which will be cool because I'll get to see Bryson and then go from there. So tons of stuff happening here in the Gate 14 world. We're pumped. Obviously, we have the Dylan Cease giveaway jersey, which I will be announcing maybe Tuesday, I guess. We have like 700 comments. I have to figure out how to maybe do like a random generator for the
You can
name for that.
Yeah, you can do that online.
Yeah, so I'll do that. And then I do know Fanatics is sending us a package each, and there will be a hat in there that maybe I'll just give away to someone because I'll be honest with you, like I saw the other care package they sent other people, and it's pretty good Nike long sleeve. That's a dry fit Nike. I unfortunately will be keeping that. Sorry guys. And a really cool Nike zip up hoodie, and I probably will be keeping that as well. So just stay tuned for that. And we got a cool video dropping this week that we can't talk about yet. It's a tour of something, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned, man. It's baseball season. No more watching spring training games, turning the game off in the 5th inning. We're watching the full thing now. Everything matters from here on out. They just played the last spring training game, so we'll give you guys a little appetizer with the Mark Shapiro pod, and we'll talk to you guys next Sunday, and then live stream Saturday. for Bump Day.
We'll see everyone in the building on Friday.
Yeah, if you're there Friday, we'll be there as well. I know Paris, Texas reached out to do another pregame thing.
Really?
Yeah, which again, like we'll get all our drinks comped and stuff like that, but they did want to do a Friday thing if we could maybe bring the people there. I'd have to talk to Budweiser about it, but it is a Budweiser event, so I really don't know what the parameters are on that. So I'll talk to our Budweiser rep for that. But stay tuned for that news potentially dropping, and we'll see you guys Friday. We got the Nick Cage live stream Saturday. I will be Nick Caged up. I'm buying a Nick Cage shirt off Amazon for that stream. Dylan Cease Bump Day against the A's, and we're getting right into the mix of it, man. Every day you work, you have Blue Jays baseball to look forward to, which is an awesome feeling, something that I obviously miss. So we'll see you guys, and enjoy the last week without baseball until Friday, and enjoy the Mark Shapiro pod. Subscribe, like, leave a comment below, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Love you guys.